Welcome, everyone. Today we're tackling a topic that's been making waves in the automotive world, tariffs. It's a complex issue, but one that directly affects what you pay for your vehicle, how you service it, and even what vehicles are available to you. We've got Jim Tully and Vernon Williams with us today, two veterans in the automotive industry, Jim on the sales side and Vernon on the service side, here to break it all down for us. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks, Jason. It's good to be here.
Thank you, Jason. Jim?
Vern?
Jim, would you kick it off for us today by giving us a little bit of your background in the industry? And then, Vernon, I'm going to ask you to do the same.
Sure. I've been in the industry and the retail side for roughly 30 years. I've been with Swickard for 4.5.
I came into the automotive business in 1998. I've worked with Land Rover, Honda, I've worked with Toyota and BMW, running busy service drives, and now I've moved to the corporate level with Swickard Auto Group to help service managers make the most of their resources and their people.
Let's talk about tariffs in general. It's a hot topic. It's something everybody's focused on right now. We're hearing it all over the place.
We are.
Just give me your initial thoughts on tariffs.
Look, prices are going to go up. They just are. Okay? And they're not, this isn't going to be a temporary thing. When a price goes up on a product, especially because of tariffs and having to tax them, that car or that product is going to stay at that price. This isn't going to be we have, 4 years of tariffs. No, these are prices that are going to go up. The manufacturer is going to not absorb these. Somebody's got to pay for these higher prices, and that would be us, John Public. That's just the way it's going to be.
So as you think about the whole tariff topic, what are some of the things that are on your radar that just even you as a consumer or you as a person that you would think through that kind of is concerning to you?
Well, we saw in COVID how prices went up on everything from lumber to everything went up. Okay, it's going to happen again. When these tariffs really take place, things are going to be more expensive. I don't know how much easier I can put that out there, but it's the truth. And it's not going to change. This is just the way it's going to be.
And we're talking about things that are potentials, right?
Correct.
It's hard to deal in a world where you don't have the for sure of something happening, but what does that uncertainty create? Like, Vernon, for you, what does the uncertainty create on the service side of things that you think people out there are concerned about?
Well, if you step back just a little bit from that, we do have some certainties already. We've already had quite a few tariffs in place for many years. Tariffs on raw materials from China, for example. But those are going to be increased and accelerated. We're looking at additional 10% tariff from China, and then an additional 15% over and above that. Those are just working numbers over and above what we already have. Then in addition, you have all of these new tariffs that are coming out. We don't know how quickly they're going to be put into place. We don't know how long they're going to last. But one thing that we do know is looking at history, it was pointed out to me by a coworker today that looking at history, tariffs that have been put in place before, it's very rare that they get taken away. They stay in place for a long, long time. And on the service side of things, you're going to see all of the parts that we need to use, some of the fluids we need to use. You're going to see those go up. We don't know by how much, but it's certain that they are going to go up. There's no question.
So as you think about it from your experience in the service side, what are those, not every day, but what are those regular maintenance and repair issues that might be most impactful for our listeners right now that they have to keep an eye on, like the things that may be coming down the pipe to them that if they knew what was going to happen in the future could really change kind of how they approach the repair and maintenance of their vehicle? Like, are those common kind of repairs that they need to keep their eye on and make sure that they're moving aggressively on?
Pretty much anything we do in the service drive requires a part or a fluid. Those parts and fluids are going to become more expensive over time. Obviously, the repairs and the services that require either the most expensive parts, things like transmissions and engines, those are going to be affected the most. But even things that you don't think about, a brake flush, which requires brake fluid, that brake fluid may well be coming across the border and it may well be subject to a significant tariff. So if you know that there's anything that's going to need to be done in the future on your car, moving it up is a good idea to help save your dollars.
What are some of the things on the sales side that you would want to communicate are really important to keep an eye on that tariffs could impact?
Well, obviously, the first and foremost, as I've said, is the price of the vehicle is going to go up. Okay, how much? It's just an uncertainty right now. But we also have to remember there are other things that are really formulated around this. We talked about the extended warranties. Prices go up, so does the cost of that policy. Insurance possibly will go up. If prices are going to go up on fixing your car in the event of an accident, sheet metal, parts, lights, what have you, your insurance may go up. So these are the things that I'm really concerned about going forward.
So as you look forward to the future, how would you guide a family member when it comes to how to navigate this? What kind of counsel or guidance would you give to a family member or friend of yours to help them to get through this?
I would tell them right now, if they're considering in the next 3 months of buying a car, I'd tell them to move their time frame forward, take advantage of the pricing and the deals that are out there today. Again, we can't speak to the future. So in 3 months, we could be looking at $2,700 to $6,000 increase on any particular vehicle. We just don't know. What we do know is what the cost is today. And so talking to a family member, I would encourage them, pull the trigger, go find your car and do it now.
And I know, Vernon, you've said on your side, on the service side, that it's really, really important to build a relationship with the service advisors at the dealership or with the dealership staff that's there. How would you encourage someone to build that relationship if they don't have one already, if they don't have necessarily a close one?
That's the easiest thing in the world to do. Just ask questions. That's what everyone's there for, is to answer your questions. And there's the only bad question is the one that doesn't get asked. So if you're concerned about what might need to be done to your car, if you're concerned about what it might cost in the future, talk to someone. Just ask them a question, and that relationship will just naturally go from there. There's definitely there's a lot that we don't know, but there are some things that we can really guess about. You've talked in the past with me about numbers. Maybe you can chat with me just a little bit about what you've seen.
Well, I'll tell you what I've seen. In years past, vehicles, obviously, the price of things go up, the price of the vehicle will go up, but they weren't substantial. I mean, currently, an average markup on a car from year to year is $700 to $1,000. And that just is for the cost of living and the cost of parts. But with tariffs, we're going up 25%. These are the numbers that we're being told. That is significant. And when you're building a vehicle, especially when these cars are very computerized, so we have to get chips. Chips are made overseas. They're rolling computers. So these parts that we're getting, they're going to be tariffed. And that's just the way it is.
In what I was reading an estimate from Barclays Bank where they're talking about an increase of as much as $5,900 for a typical SUV that's coming in from Canada or from Mexico. The same resource was saying that if you amortized out over all of the vehicles sold, both imported and domestic, you're looking at an average increase of about $2,500 per car, $2,700 or so per car. That's a really significant amount. So you're also looking at similar increases in the cost of the parts that we're using for repairs and service in our service departments. So all of that tells you that the best way to approach this is to see what you can do now. See what we can do that takes advantage of inventory stockpiling by the manufacturers and by the dealerships. Take advantage of the prices that we've been paying recently, that we're currently paying, before those prices change significantly, as they will.
Vernon, Jim, I want to thank you for spending time chatting with me about this and for being such a great resource to our consumers and to our guests. Thank you guys for spending the time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jason. Vern, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.